Hello, welcome to a new episode of SketchUp.US, SketchUp for Us. Today we'll talk about roofs again, basically how to create a complex roof and starting from a complex shape of, let's say, a footprint of a building. So let's say we have something complex like this, it's not a square, it's basically a multiple rectangles somehow build it together. So the easiest way to create a roof for a complex shape like this is basically to divide and conquer. So first thing is to identify what rectangles are inside of this shape. So we're gonna go and find out the rectangles as I'm doing right now, and we're gonna copy this on the side with the move tool. So basically you're just gonna copy those rectangles which are third one and the fourth one. Again, for this particular one will be something like this. Again, double click and move it on the side with a copy. Okay, let's say somewhere here. Again, erase those which the lines which you don't need. Make another rectangle. Let's take this one. Select it, move it on the side with a copy, and the last one will be this one here. So we'll erase those, and for this one, for example, you can build a line up to here, and the rectangle will be from here to here. And again, double click and move it with a copy, of course, somewhere on the side. And again, clean up the floor plan, basically. So I have four independent rectangles that needs to have an independent roof, and if I will put them back on the odd shape, I will have the roof constructed. So let's start doing that. So as I presented on the previous videos, the easiest way is to divide it in half, and you'll move that line on the vertical. However, you need to have some tricks checked. The first thing which you need to check is this is a continuous line. If it's not, here is an example, yeah, so this is not a continuous line, you will not be able to move this up vertically. So what you'll do is basically clean up a little bit, line here, and again check the faces. This one again is got an issue, okay, and the line. Now if you have different plugin or extensions, you can use for example, the weld plugin. That is going to help you correcting this faster. But if you want to go on the traditional way, you can do it like me. Just spend a minute just to make sure your lines are correct, because you'll need those build it correctly, so you don't need to go back and try to reconstruct some of the elements which you need. Okay, so now we can move those on the vertical. I strongly recommend also to have it cut it at 45 degree. So either you can build a 45 degree, either you can do that after you build the element on the vertical. So there are two ways. So the first way, let's start with the rectangle. As I presented in a previous video, you do it like this, so you can make a square, and after that you'll easily find out the points, and again on the other side you build again a square, and you need to have that diagonal. Basically you look for that diagonal dashed line, and again you build the lines like this, and you delete what it was a construction line for you. Okay, and the question is how much I'm moving this on the vertical. if you click on tape, is basically the half of that line. So I need to move this 2.5 on the blue axis. So if I move this from here on the blue axis 2.5, I have the middle point. So again, with T, you click on T, you have the tape, so it's 2 meters. So I need to move this one on the vertical, and I need to have the blue line basically on the blue axis. Here it is. I need to move it 2 meters. Okay, so I move that, and in the same time I can go underneath, and again I need to close those volumes. So I'll build a rectangle on the bottom. So after I build that, I can go and construct a line from here to here, which is 2 meters. And again, from here, I will construct the lines at 45 degrees and erase the front part, which I don't need. Now, another way is to just click a line here. This is a dummy line, as I call it. And I'm taking that line, and I'll move that line 2 meters. And after that, erase that construction line again. And I create my second volume. So for this one, for instance, I can do it also. I can do directly here the construction of 2 meters, 2, and from here I can just build the lines directly and erase what I don't need. And on this side I can just I can move this up top directly if I want, but I can just take this one and move 2 meters on the side, for instance, and I know if I will intersect this like that and like this, erase what I don't need, and again I have those lines constructed at 45 degrees. Tape or measure, and to know exactly how much I need to go on vertical, and this one needs to go 2 meters. I'll take this line and move it. I need to move that thing again on the blue axis 2 meters. Now the other way which we can build our stuff is just going on this side 2 meters, and actually we need to see exactly how much we need to go. It's not really 2 meters. So we need to measure this one. It's 2.5 meters. So I can just go on this side 2.5. I will find the line and go on the vertical 2.5 as well. And from here I can build the face directly like this. Again, double check yourself you have the right dimension. You can just take this line, move it with a copy 2.5, and again line on the vertical and on the blue axis 2.5, and as you can see it's the same point. So basically this is a pyramid. So you erase those ones because you know you don't need it, and you just draw a line from here to here and the line from here to here. And again, as you can see, the faces needs to be reversed. So you select them, select the faces which you need. You can double click on them and click on option and right click. And with the right click, you just gonna ask to reverse faces. Okay. Now, so we built the pyramids. After we have the pyramids, you go and you create your components. And you just create one by one. And after you create the components, you're gonna move them in place, and you'll be able to have the complex shape created by having different components intersected or united, depends how we want to do it. So you move this one here. Make sure you have the correct reference point. You double check. So move from this point to that point. This one move from this point to this point, and the pyramid move from this point to this point. Okay. So here it is. This is our complex shape. Again, it's a complex roof. You can select everything, make it as an outer shell, and here it is. We have our complex roof. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more nicer, instead of having the complex shape, just move back the pyramid. You can have a union between all those elements. You select them all and you have a union. He couldn't do that because one of the objects is telling me that it was not a volume, and it's this one here. So you can move this on the side. Here is how you can fix those type of issues. You go on the X-ray mode, and you're gonna take a look to see where is the issue, why this particular element do not have a volume. And many times it's because he doesn't have a face, which in this particular case that's the issue. So you need to create a rectangle, and now this element has got a volume. So you have it, and probably the pyramid has got a volume as well. Take this one, move it on the side, and because we had that initial floor plan as a surface, you need to get rid of that. Basically, if you want to have a volume, you need to select only your elements. So you go on X-ray, and if you select only the elements, not the faces, which they were the floor plan initially. Now if you click on union, you have your roof, and as you can see, it's got only a base, this one face on the bottom, and the intersection of the roof elements on the top. So here it is, how we can do it. It's relatively simple. Also, it's correct from architectural point of view. That means the water is not having any place to create puddles on the roofs and things like that. So always the water is going down. The slope is the same as we started. We always had 45 degree. And here it is. This is how you create complex roof shapes for houses. Hope you like it. Feel free to subscribe and enjoy our tutorials. Thank you.